Hi, it's Chris out here at Painted Mountain Phase 2. And one of the major features of any custom home is going to be your kitchen. And this one went through several renditions before we actually got to the final result. So when we started this, we didn't have a design book at that point. We had an architect and a basic floor plan. So the client knew what they wanted, but as they honed the ideas, things changed and shifted and got closer to the end result. Using our Bluebeam, we can look at the original floor plan with a single island, the sink's off center, and we have dual dishwashers, but it's centered with the hood. As we shrunk the island and it became two islands. So we had a sitting island and a working island that increased storage on the back side rather than keeping this sitting on half the island. Plus the client didn't want to reach across a deep island and not be able to clean. That's an important feature of having this double island. And one of the issues with the coffered ceiling that we ended up with was that layout of keeping the ceiling evenly spaced and keeping the pendants and things centered with that. And that was a hard one to figure out. But when the client came to me with some photos of a diagonal ceiling, trying to make things even more complex, it actually solved some problems. The whole goal with design is to get to a functional drawing of what's actually going to be built, and that starts construction of the actual product. And this is a set you could see things have slightly changed through design, but this is where we actually ended up with the two islands and the sink centered with the oven. You can see the layout of all the different boxes, and this is what's actually going to be constructed. Elevations are called out clearly, and you can even see the gas line is noted for the oven in its exact location. Even on our elevation, we've got where things need to go. We've got appliance numbers of what the appliances are and the actual hardware, shelving, and whether or not a cabinet's getting light molding. All these things are important details that allow the client to see exactly what they're getting over just a concept. So all those features in the drawings down to the hardware, the integrated appliances have all been incorporated, and that drawing is such an important document to have, down to our recessed toe kick at the appliances. It allows us to lay out where the gas lines need to be to properly supply everything, make sure that the appliances can push all the way back. That's really the foundation of building. Things that I like about this kitchen is the water station. Honestly, we've got a built-in ice maker and RO chiller. This RO ties in to feed the other appliances. So our ice maker in our freezer has RO, our coffee maker, and the steam oven in the dirty kitchen are all fed from this same RO system. There's actually RO available under the sink, but we decided we didn't want an extra device when we have a dedicated RO system over here with that chiller. One of the other aspects, with this coffered ceiling, we had a bunch of veneer left over, and we decided to utilize that veneer to trim out this arch, and it turned out pretty nice. Little cutout on the, well, we actually shortened this drawer because there's hookups underneath so they're accessible, which is important. We've got the steam oven here, has a drain down below, but cooking with steam, your veggies, I don't have one of these, but all the connections are hidden behind the drawer. So that drawer's a little shorter than the rest so that we could get those hookups, but it's all unseen, all built in. This beautiful backsplash is just one of the nicest features. This the stone throughout the kitchen and just this uninterrupted space. She thought about doing a shelf, I can't wait till the lighting's on. Unfortunately, it's not on yet. One of the subtleties that the client, to distinguish the island, is that we've got a painted cabinet versus a wood cabinet. We've got some aged brass hardware, and then on the island here we've got the polished brass. And in order to tie the two islands together, we've got the stained toe kick area, and we also have this nice feature on the end. I'm gonna come out here and show you how the recessed panel that's at the wood island, we repeated that over here on the stone island. So even though it's a waterfall edge, it has that conduciveness even down to the toe kick. In the near future, we're hoping to add a shiny brass rail underneath as a footrest to just tie those two together and distinguish them from the painted cabinets that are around the perimeter. I think having this settle takes away the stone pop. Does that make sense? Yeah, just having that kind of be the more organic without the wood base. You know, the primary we did. Thanks for joining us. This is Chris out here at Painted Mountain, and hope to see you next time.